Good evening, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Let's go on and get right into it. How you guys doing? It's Tuesday. I don't normally stream on Tuesdays, but I canceled yesterday because I decided to be a complete dumbass. And yeah, I decided to pull an all-nighter into the next day, and then I did not get a wink of sleep until about 6 p.m. yesterday, which was great. But anyways, before I get into the ramblings and all that fun stuff, if you happen to enjoy yourself at any point in time, whether you're watching this live or in VOD form, make sure to hit that like button. Check out links below for all my social medias. Consider joining me in community Discord. And I also want to say a huge shout out and thank you to Gportal for sponsoring this series. If you want to get your own Minecraft server for you and your friends to play on, use the link in the description to get 10% off your first purchase with them. Thanks, Gportal. You're pretty awesome. And most importantly, show your support by hitting that subscribe button as well. Now, today, the sleep kind of wasn't enough for me, apparently. So, I accidentally ended up taking a nap as soon as I got home from work. So, we are starting a little bit late today. Whoopsies. My apologies. I don't normally start this late because I normally don't have that much time on my hands later on in the evenings for when it comes to around like 10 o'clock-ish. So, yeah, I did not do any of the stream preparations I originally wanted to do. So here we are chopping down trees, gathering some leaves, and all that fun stuff that I should have done beforehand. So I need to get some more leaves because I am basically out of them. I have a couple stacks of birch leaves, but it's not enough for what we are working on today. Once again, we're going to be building some more trees throughout Duskhearth, and hopefully we'll also work a bit on the barn, because I've been meaning to redo the barn for a while now so that I can finally move those animals that have been sitting inside of the mountain for, oh god, how long has it been? Have they been fed recently? I honestly don't know. But yeah, they need to get out of the mountain. And so that's another thing that we're gonna be working on. But I want to get more tree placements done today, knocking out some of the older trees that I've built. Yeah, today was, I took a nap, and then all the original plans that I had for today just kind of got thrown out the window. So yeah, originally I wanted to get home, design a couple more buildings, potentially even work on a tavern, which I think will be what we do next time, building a nice cozy little tavern for all of the townsfolk here in Duskhearth. So, but alas, did not get to that today. So we're building more trees and gathering some leaves. That's exactly what we will be doing. I know, not the most exciting thing in the world, but bear with me. It's gonna help us out quite a bit, especially when filling out some of the other details and all that fun stuff. I do need to add in a lot more foliage to the area because there's not enough trees, there's not really any grass or anything like that either, so I'm definitely gonna have to kind of work on that a bit, just giving the place a little bit more grass. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. So I'm just going to be probably filling up these 2 layers with birch leaves, and the rest is going to be all oak leaves for the trees. So that will be, that's the game plan for right now, is just simply doing some leaf gathering. The resource grinding that usually nobody likes to watch, so bear with me until we get to the actual building part. And I maybe Roth will be on later tonight. I told him that I wasn't going to be on yesterday, so hopefully he'll be on tonight, because I know he also said that he wasn't feeling so hot yesterday. So we'll see if he will join us. If not, it's just you, me, and the Soulless World. So yeah, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hopefully you are adjusting to the time change as well. Time changes always mess me up, and I don't really know why. Some people are unaffected by them, and I, for one, for whatever reason, I'm one of those people that do get very much affected by the time change. So much so that it feels like whenever I go to sleep during a time change, I either can't sleep, so then I'm up super late and then super groggy the next day, or I decide, hey, let's just pull an all-nighter to reset your sleep schedule, because that's a brilliant idea. Whoever recommended that idea to me, I'm gonna have to fire them, because they are not great piece. That was not great advice at all. Who would have thought staying up super late, or even just pulling an all-nighter for that matter, at my age is crazy. I know, I'm only 28, but hey, I'm still old. Damn it. I'm heading into my twilight years as I... Oh god, I only have like a year and a few months left until I hit the dreaded 3-0. That's scary. You know how scary that is? That's terrifying to me, knowing that I'm only a little over a year away from hitting 30. And what do I have to show for it? I mean, still, you know, it's just one of those perspective type things. It's like, what have I done since... What have I done with my life type things? But yeah, we're not gonna stress about it too much. You know what? We're gonna stop talking about it because I don't want to think about it. So yeah, that is sleeping or doing an all-nighter was a terrible idea. I highly do not recommend it one bit. If you are one of those people that's like, oh, I can do an all-nighter and not feel a damn thing. One, you're psychotic. And two, I don't have a number two. You're just psychotic. But yeah, we are just going to continue on. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to fill in this top row here, so then any birch leaves that I grab, we can just throw into that shulker. And I do need to start doing some more color coding with my shulkers so that I'm just not going back and forth between them like, hey, here's this. Oh, hey, here's that. And naming them. Naming them will also help, especially if they're in my inventory, so that I can see, okay, I need leaves, grab the leaf shulker box. I need wood, grab the wood, that type of thing. So world organization is, or inventory organization is kind of important, I should say. Yeah, I would say it is pretty important. Especially if you want to have all your ducks in a row. Unlike me, one duck's over there. There's one stuck to the ceiling, and I lost the third one like 2 hours ago. I don't know where it is. It's kind of like the iron golem, or not the iron golems, the copper golems. You know, I knew where they are at one point, and now they're just gone. The brain cells have left the building is basically the best analogy that I can come up with. They're just gone. So we are head empty, no thought, just vibing. The best vibes around here, obviously. Don't forget it. So I also have not done any world lore since the last time when we were online with Roth. I am taking a bit of his advice with like thinking about how parts of the world tie in with each other, kind of like the whole allegiance things with like or I wouldn't say allegiance, but like relationships throughout the world and like what should be like considered good, bad, you know, the neutrals, all that fun stuff, especially when it comes to the dwarves. I think we haven't fully fleshed out like how many races there's going to be in the Soulless World, or I mean, obviously the Soulless World is kind of just like a placeholder for the, we don't have an exact name of our universe here. So yeah, we just continue to call it the Soulless World until we come up with a proper name for our universe. Which then ties into what races we want to have included and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just chopping trees down, trying to chat with you guys. I know this stuff is really boring. I know it is. What the heck did I do with my shulker boxes? Ah, there they are. And I also will need my bed because it is dark out. There's going to be bad creatures out there. So, yeah. Oak leaf. No! Well, there goes that bed. Oh. Almost did not notice that both of my shulker boxes actually went kablooey. That's not good. We don't like that at all. Get rid of some of this junk. The junk that we do not need. Alright, I think that will be good. So now we can just start stacking all the birch leaves here and all of our oak leaves in the other two shulkers here. And along the way, get some extra oak logs for our trees as well. That's actually quite good. We're kind of knocking out two birds with one stone regarding this, so that's nice at least. Not having to deal with too many things. I don't know. Not having to deal with as much wood gathering later on, because I feel like we're probably going to end up doing a bit of wood gathering at some point here, which is another thing that I should have done. But this week at work has been pretty busy, so I haven't really had much free time to work on other things. Plus, you know, it's getting to the second half of this semester for me now. Technically, midterms were like, what, a week or so ago, maybe? So, kind of have to do some crunch time work on homework and other projects, papers, all that fun stuff that I obviously have been procrastinating on because I can never tell my brain to say, hey, get this done now. Instead, my brain goes, oh, shiny. Wait, what were we doing? So, that's fun. That is certainly always fun to deal with. Man. Yeah, I have a paper that I should have been starting to write like maybe 3 weeks ago. And for my human behavior and organizations class, and then in statistics, usually we have like daily homework for like all the sections that we do. I'm like 4 sections behind at this point. Oops. And need to catch up on that. But generally speaking, I normally have enough time during my work day to like knock out a section of stats homework. So it's not too bad as long as I can actually kick myself in the butt to be like, hey, do your homework, because I am being 100% honest. The homework that we do for my stats class, those homework questions are literally put on our quizzes. And then those quiz questions that we do, the quiz questions are then put on the exams. So it's literally just doing the homework, remembering the process, and all that fun stuff, and then applying it to the exams and quizzes. And it's really easy. I realized that after taking my first exam. It's like, wow, doing the homework, obviously I do my homework eventually. I procrastinate on it, yes, but I do it eventually, and I end up doing pretty alright. So, yeah, stats is not so bad. Human behavior, on the other hand, like, I actually enjoy writing papers. I've never had a bad grade on a paper ever. Like, maybe my lowest grade on a paper that I've written throughout high school, college, I think the lowest grade was like maybe a C. I've never failed a paper in my life, and sometimes I think to myself, how have I not failed a paper? Because sometimes it's just absolute, half the papers are just absolute BS. So whether it's I just BS my papers really well, or my professors don't pay close enough attention to the BS. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just here. I'm doing the work. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on in the life of Z-Man right now. Homework, school, all that's fun stuff. Kind of the game plan. I keep hitting M. I think what we're gonna do while we're, you know, trying to put in trees, bushes, other things along those lines for Duskhearth, we're gonna kind of chip away at these trees down here, kind of just like removing the trees and pushing up this way. Because eventually I want this area to like all be spruce and pale oak trees throughout this area. So I think that kind of just like that dark forest vibe that we have with the Duskhearth Cemetery. I want to have that all throughout this region here. It's a very small region. It's like maybe a few hundred blocks around in comparison to the world, so it's really not that bad. Plus, when it comes to the trees and everything like that, I want to attempt to try to make some more trees, some more tree types other than just oak, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to do eventually, doing all that fun stuff. I've been watching a good bit of BOO. You know, somehow, some way, he manages to build trees flawlessly, and like I try to watch his videos and kind of like pull inspiration for how he does his trees, because like I said, he does trees so well, and I don't want to like flat out copy his tree designs, but like just take his designs, his techniques, and basically copy and paste them into my world, but with a slight twist on me. Like, this is my tree at the end of the day, so I do need to do a little bit more work when it comes to that. It's just tree building, something I definitely still have to practice with, but it is what it is. Just gotta keep on the grind. I hear growling. Who's growling over there? And it's not in the fun heavy metal growling way. I think there's a cave underneath the ground here. Probably. More than likely. I should try to focus a little more on birch leaves. But there should be enough birch trees around in this forest that I can, you know, take this stuff. So we'll see. Okay. Oh, I fell. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah, we're having fun here. I'm trying to get through this as quick as I can so we can get right into building. Because what I want to do is remove some of the older oak trees that I built along the mountainside. And I think there might even be like one or two like on the trail near the farm. Maybe. I can't remember exactly the placements for where all of my old oak trees were. The very crappy built ones, the very small ones that I built a long time ago. So I'm hoping we can get enough resources to just plow through that and get it done. Get that done, and then we can start doing a bit of terraforming for the barn. Replace the ground in there, probably getting a bit of mud, some packed mud, coarse dirt, regular dirt, maybe a couple rocks or something like that, like small rocks within around the middle of the pen there, the field, whatever you want to call it, really. I don't know the exact name of it. It sounds better with like a pen than anything, but you know. Probably should replace some of the blocks on the barn to probably do a little bit of exterior stuff. Maybe switch up the design of it a tiny bit. Have it more reflect better of like what the surrounding region looks like. So I think we used a whole bunch of whatchamacallits. What do we use? Stone bricks. It's like, I think the whole thing is just stone bricks, so I need to swap out those for tough bricks, all that fun stuff. Hey Zman, Raiden, what's going on? Welcome in, how you doing, bud? Thank God somebody's here, I can stop talking to myself. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Doing great. How about you? I'm doing pretty all right. I ended up taking a nap, like pretty much as soon as I got home from work today. So I started to stream a little bit late. Oopsies. So, but we're here. We made it. The important part is that we made it today. Okay. Thought you were talking to the voices in your head. You know what? That might have been what I was hearing. Because like I'm talking and then I can hear like some like it sounds like people are talking to me. Sometimes, you know, a voice over here, a voice back here, you know, a few other ones every now and again. That's not concerning, is it? I don't know. Maybe I've just been having too much caffeine. Nah, you can never have enough caffeine. Let's be real. But my bed did get blown up, so I do need to go get a new bed. Hate those damn creepers. Let's fly on over to OG storage room. Maybe there'll be some. Oh my God, there's 5 creepers. Oh no. That is definitely not good. What is the luck that I run into a band of creepers? Like right where I need to go building into, or where I need to go into my base here. So that was a little sketchy. Do I have any extra wool? I have some white wool, some gray wool. You know, I'm an idiot. You know why I say that I'm an idiot is because I have a whole ass wool farm that we can go to. Fly up. This is coming along well, I should say. The mountain, we finally started to put a bit of snow on top here. I'm not going to be putting snow throughout this entire ridge line here. Like we're going to have, probably should build it up like at certain altitudes, like different Y values, like have a bit of snow here. Probably should build this up maybe a little bit more so that it slopes into this peak here a bit better. You know what? Let's go to Cheaty Cam for this so I can explain this a bit better. So like have this kind of slope up a bit more into here because this honestly isn't going to be like too much taller to where this is. But then like at certain points here, just kind of like peak it up and down type things, and then have it all connected up to this part here where it's going to be up probably a decent bit higher than what we have built so far. So mountains coming along. I don't know if I will be able to achieve the goal of having this part of the mountain range complete by the end of March, but we shall see if that is going to happen. Still kind of crazy how giant this mountain has become. And you know what? I'm actually going to check some statistics really quick because I have not done that in forever. So we've mined up 855,000 stone. Have we really placed 176,000 stone? It feels like so much more than just 176,000. But we are close to almost 1 million blocks of stone mined in this world, which is kind of crazy. What's the... Still 2 netherite pickaxes, 9 diamond pickaxes that have been broken. We've used a diamond pickaxe over 1 million times. That is crazy. So I think it's 107 diamond pickaxes that I've crafted, and then 7,400 stone used, or times we've used the pickaxe. That is kind of crazy as well. Placed over 200,000 deep slate. That is crazy. What is the time played on the world? We're at almost 31.5 days played on this world. That is pretty good. That is a decent amount of time, I should say. But anyways, whole ass wool farm. Let's go to the wool farm and grab up some wool so that I can make more beds. So I seem to always run out of beds. I don't know what it is. It's like I either place them and they get blown up, or I place them and then forget where they were placed, and then it's just a whole mess. But because I have been in this region quite a bit, I would imagine that the wool farm is more than likely that could potentially pose a problem, is that these... that's full, that's full, that is full, that is 100%. I think all of these are just, not the orange wool. This isn't full, but light blue, some regular blue, purple, magenta, pink. This wool farm is nuts. So I think I'm just gonna snag that little stack there. We're not gonna take anything out of here. Maybe we start to use wool in some of our builds. Like maybe we try to sprinkle in some gray wool in the mountain, potentially, like up near the top or in the bottom layer. I'm gonna have to do some, I'm not gonna say analyzing, but just like kind of figuring out like, hey, this works here type thing, you know. Need to check my surroundings, make sure that nothing's gonna drop on my head and explode. I'm looking at you, creepers, because I know how much you like to go kaboom. I'm just gonna place a bed here, and then we'll head back over, finish gathering up all of the leaves. Okay, so yeah, I eventually want to do like all pine or spruce. I don't know why I call it pine. It looks a lot like pine, but maybe I'm also just kind of going crazy. I've been playing too much Vintage Story. That could be it. Yeah, we're gonna play Vintage Story for that. Which, speaking of Vintage Story, 1.22 is on release candidate now, so it should potentially be coming out here maybe within the next month or so, month and a half, which is pretty exciting. That adding in a whole bunch of new mechanics, new features, fishing, for example. For the forges, they have a whole new, they've revamped the forge system with bellows and all that stuff. Maybe we do a Vintage Story stream looking into the new features of 1.22, so I can also kind of get myself a bit more familiar with how things work before the next update officially releases, because I have been talking with Soulspawn and Roth regarding the Soulless World for Vintage Story, and, you know, while we thought it was fun for a while with the whole faction system that we had going and all that stuff, you know, people just kind of got busy. Activity dropped quite a bit, so we don't normally like to just restart the world. But because there has been minimal activity on the server as of late, we're potentially thinking of completely refreshing for the 1.22 release, go mostly vanilla, so that all of our channel members have an opportunity to play, because the server was so modded, excuse me, that some people were not able to actually play on the server. And like one of our perks for being a channel member, which by the way, if you're interested in playing on the Soulless Gaming Vintage Story server when 1.22 releases, if we choose to restart the world, consider becoming a channel member. Not only do you get your support, show your support for me, but you also get some pretty awesome perks. So consider it at the least. Ooh, beehive. I definitely almost accidentally hit that bee, and that would not have been good. That's not Silk Touch. How many bees are in here? 2. I don't know. Maybe we could use the bees for something. I know we already have a whole ass honey farm, but maybe Roth would want his own honey farm or something. I don't know. We're on here quite a bit enough that I don't think we need a second honey farm for anything, or even to expand the honey farm that we have already, because we already have, like I said, we already have basically full. We have like 4 or 5 double chests full of honey comb. Yeah, honeycomb. That we really don't need any bees. But we are kind of deforesting the area, so we're going to relocate the bees. How about that? Maybe we even... Ooh. Okay, here's an idea, guys. What if we were to kind of put like a couple put a couple of the beehives around Duskhearth, and you know, that kind of gives a little bit of life to the world, you know, put some flowers around, you know, kind of space out the beehives and all that fun stuff. But like, just having a bit more atmosphere to Duskhearth sounds honestly like a great idea. I don't know how I didn't think of this before. Way to go, Zman. Look at you using your noodle. That's such a wonderful idea. So we just need to get some flowers from around this area, potentially, to put in Duskhearth. I kind of want to think about the types of flowers we want to put in there, because I haven't really come up with like a color scheme per se for, you know, like the theme of Duskhearth. You know, if they're going to have like, you know, the different colors for banners and all that stuff. Something we still need to work out. Which, by the way, we still need to come up with a banner pattern for the dwarves as well. Yeah, that is definitely something I'm going to have to do. Come up with some banner designs. Do like some sort of mountain perhaps for the dwarves. Or like a gemstone of some, if we can design that. Maybe a gemstone wouldn't be so bad. I don't think we could do like rams or anything like that. Maybe? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it. See what all the options are available for us when it comes to banner patterns. I hear a witch. It's probably hiding underground because it's a coward. Witches are cowards. I'm telling y'all right now. Ah. Come on, make the jump. There we go. There we go. We're like, what, 37 minutes into stream and we haven't done any building yet. I've just been doing resource gathering. I apologize, everybody. I'm gonna put a disclaimer. Well, actually, one thing I've been wanting to do is start putting in chapters for my streams. It's like, oh, like what do we do for this amount of time? And then, you know, change the chapter for when the VOD's up, I should say. Because like once the VOD's available, then we can go in and put in chapters and all that fun stuff. But another thing that I would have to keep on top of is, you know, timestamps and all that fun stuff. Yeah, timestamps and remembering to do it after stream too, because, well, I should say probably like next day type thing, because I don't think the VODs are always necessarily ready right after stream. So, but yeah, just adding in chapters at some point might be a good idea for my VODs so that people can avoid the yip yaps or the very boring parts of my streams and just get right to the action, like seeing me build and all that fun stuff. All right, we got not that much actually. I thought I had a lot more leaves than I did in my inventory, but turns out I was wrong. Happens quite more often than one would think. I'm generally wrong about a few things. Oops. Also, I wanted to mention, I feel like I've mentioned it before, but I'm just going to say it again. I apologize for the lack of videos as of late. I don't know if it's been the seasonal depression that has been kicking in like hardcore, but I've also been working on another project, which I've also been slightly procrastinating aside from Sunlit Valley. So I should probably start doing more Sunlit Valley again here soon, so that it will kind of help me get back into the groove with videos, because it's just been, what, almost 3 weeks since I've done a video upload. I've been working, like I said, I've been working on my secret project, which my channel members know about, thanks to my bi-weekly newsletter posts that I do. So if you want more insights on my channel for projects and all that fun stuff, you can consider becoming a channel member for that. It's a really cool project that I have planned and that I've been working on. Energy, time, I just haven't really had much of it. Motivation is another huge factor. Just kind of kicking my butt into drive to get it done. All I'm going to say about it is that it takes a long time of recording, like 10 plus hours worth of recording. And then it's probably going to take at least half, if not 3/4 of the time of recording to then edit. So it's going to be a long time till that project's officially done, especially since, you know, I ain't a full-time content creator. I don't have the time to spend because you realistically could get it done within like the time frame for doing these videos. Could, if you were to really push yourself, get done within like a week or so, maybe a week and a half. But with a full-time job, with school and all the other commitments that I have, I don't have the time to complete it in a week and a half. It's been like at least 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks now since I've started working on it. And I've gotten a decent bit into this project, but I just have not been able to do much with it recently. Whether it's been just feeling stuck or what. But yeah, there's that. And there's a little hint at what's been going on with me. And the reasoning for a lack of videos. A, I've been working on a secret project, and B, I haven't had time. So maybe Thursday. I feel like Thursday I could definitely get after work, get a Sun Valley episode recorded, and then I actually have a half day Friday. I ended up using up a little bit of my vacation time to take a half day this Friday, since it is technically spring break. Well, it is spring break for my college right now, so giving myself a little extra time off. That might be another push for me to either get more of my project worked on or record and edit a Sunlit Valley episode. So there's that. We'll see how I feel going throughout the rest of the week, though. Hopefully, with this time change, it won't affect me too much more. But I've just been super, like I said, I came home, took a nap. And then yesterday I came home after work and just passed out right away because I pulled an all-nighter, which, once again, dumb idea. Don't do all-nighters, kids. They hurt the brain. I was so tired. This is going to be embarrassing to admit, but I'm going to do it anyways because I hope some people will find it absolutely hilarious. So I have a work laptop that I use, obviously. And so I started working on this project that's been scheduled to do for months now, but I can't do it because school's in session, so we don't normally do major projects on campus until, you know, there's a break or something like that. But regardless, I left my laptop over at the project site, and I got back to my desk because it was close to lunchtime, and at that point, I'm dragging. Like, I'm basically half awake at this point in the day. It's like 11:30. So I get back to my desk, and, you know, I have my monitors, my docking station to plug my laptop into, and all that fun stuff. But I sit down, and I go to log into my laptop. Do you see the problem? I left my laptop in a whole other building across campus, got back to my desk, and tried to log into my laptop. It didn't work, by the way. Yeah, that was quite embarrassing. Because my coworker also was like, he was waiting for me to like go to lunch. And he just like looked at me, he's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Technically you wouldn't be able to see my laptop, but like at that point I was like, oh yeah, my laptop's not here." I just slammed my head on my desk. He goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I tried to log into my laptop without a laptop being present, not being plugged into my docking station." And he just laughed. So that was fun. Yeah. I do not intend on pulling an all-nighter anytime soon. For the foreseeable future. Hopefully I won't have to. You never should have to pull an all-nighter for any reason. Unless you are absolutely fully committed to resetting your sleep schedule. Then sure, go for it. Do I recommend it though? No. Not in the slightest. Like, normally they say, like, if you were to not sleep for about 48 hours, you start to, like, hallucinate and see things that aren't actually there. But it was, like, I might have, like, just hit the 24-hour mark at that point. And it was just not a great time. Honest question for anybody. Have you ever had a dumb reason for pulling an all-nighter? Genuine question for everybody in the chat right now. Have you ever had a dumb reason for pulling an all-nighter? Because I feel like that was my dumb reason. Kitty cat! Where'd you come from? There's no village around here. Yeah, where did you come from? That's weird. That is very strange. Alright, so we got 2 stacks, or 2 rows of birch leaves, and then we have just a little bit more oak to go. So let's hopefully after these few trees here we'll have enough. Probably not. We're probably going to need at least a couple more after these, but we're going to try. Okay. My mom yelled at me once when I was younger, and I was so angry I didn't sleep and played games. I would say that's a pretty dumb reason to pull an all-nighter, if I'm being honest. But, like, I feel like at the same time, just because you're so angry, like, you just have that adrenaline going, that it like, just keeps you up anyways. Then at the same time, like, eventually the adrenaline just wears off and you just feel groggy and tired, and then you finally pass out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just... Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, still kind of seems like a dumb reason nonetheless. Alright, how much... Yeah, we're probably going to still need like at least 2 to 3 more trees after this one to fully fill up the shulker box. Remember, we're also getting the oak wood that we need for these trees. So, it's a win-win. Alright, let's fly back up and over. And how much more do I have to go? Stacking 3/4 to go. That's not that bad, honestly. Probably could get it out of one of the bigger trees around here. What about you, Mr. Tree? What about you? Will you be enough for me? Hopefully. Oh yeah, I feel like it definitely will be. But I'm just going to clear out the entire tree because we don't leave floating leaves or trees around here. Ah! I fell. Oops, I fell and hit my head. Now I don't remember what day it is. Does anybody have any ibuprofen? I got a headache. Oh, that's another thing I should probably check. Completely unrelated. I was thinking to myself, oh, I feel like I'm starting to get low on rockets, which then led to me saying, oh, but I should probably check my sugarcane farm for, you know, rockets. Say hi to chat, kitty cat. Can you say hi to chat? Huh? Can you say hi to chat? Yeah, you adorable little gremlin who won't stop clawing at my chair whenever she begs for attention. And then when I give her attention, she's like, oh, for the love of God, please let go of me. Yeah, that's you. I'm talking about you. She's like, Father, let go of me. This isn't funny anymore, Father. She's purring right now. She's actually liking this for some reason. Normally she's like panicking. She's not panicking. She's being pretty calm for the most part. Now this is when she starts to panic because I've been holding her for at least 45 seconds. So she's like, oh God, I feel trapped. Why can't I run? Now I want to run. Yeah, you're such a, you're so gosh darn cute, cat. I love you so very much. But you are an absolute menace to society. You know that? Now watch. As soon as I move my hand, she's going to dart. I felt like she was actually going to jump more than anything. But yeah, she's just begging for attention. And now she's going to hop down. Give it about 30 to 45 seconds. And she's going to start clawing at my chair again. I know I fed her. I know for a fact. There should be absolutely no reason why she's bugging me for food. Alrighty then. That's all the leaves. Honestly, this might be enough for at least one of the trees. For at least one of the trees. I don't know. Maybe. Regardless, we got what we needed. I'm actually just going to leave this bed here. Because we got a bed over in the village already. Or town. It's more of a town than a village. I don't know why I keep calling it a village. But, yeah. So, what we're going to do is plant a tree. Probably like right around here. So let's go ahead and load up the schematic. And we need to move it down. And move it over. Feel like right there. Maybe one more block over. Should be good. There's my leaves. I know my wood is right over in here, so we can grab that. Hey, look, the wooden stuff that I dropped earlier that I do not need. Get out of here. Beehive, I'm just going to leave there. Maybe we could put one of the beehives in one of the trees. Possibilities are... the brain is going burr right now. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, that's the wrong block because I need stripped spruce logs. Which I don't need too many of. Should probably also do this. I feel like that wasn't all of it. Yeah, there was definitely a few spruce logs that were not stripped. It is nighttime though, so I should probably go ahead and sleep. I do need to do something with that rooted dirt. I should probably also hang on to it so I can make more roots. Because more roots would be nice for us for like getting rooted dirt. Rooted dirt actually might not be a terrible idea as well for the field when we get to working on that later. All right, there we go. Now we can start building this up. Which obviously I do not have a crafting bench over here. I know there's one not very far from me, but it's always just easier to do this. Spruce wood. Just make ourselves. I guess probably should make some sticks. And boom. Alright, definitely don't need that many sticks, so let's get rid of that. And let's just build out these trees. Nope, wrong wood. Keep accidentally hitting the wrong type. Or the wrong key on my keyboard to go up and down between the layers. Silly old Z-Man. This is actually gonna clip into the... You know what? That's... Is that going to be a problem? I feel like we can just kind of leave it because... Alright, let's go up to the next layer. I feel like it doesn't extend out much more from here, so we're gonna play around with this a little bit. Have like normally whenever I try to like place trees, I usually will try to keep them away from buildings, but if we can kind of vary it a little bit, I feel like by like having this specific tree like clipping into the house, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's totally fine. Next layer. I know it's going to be cutting it really close, but I still think we can pull it off. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, we're just placing in some leaves. Doing the very basics tree building. Now, part 1, build the trunk. Step 2, put in the leaves. Step 3, profit. Because that's definitely how that works. I feel like I was right in that it's just close enough to the base here. Or close enough to the tree. Or to the house. I don't know why I keep getting my words jumbled. Jumbled. Ugh. Words. Yes, words. Definitely words. You want to use the words very good, like I do. I word very good. Absolutely. Definitely not because of the brain damage either. I mean, what? Sometimes I think to myself, it's like, if I didn't have at minimum 3, I believe I've had 4 though. If I didn't have as many concussions as I've had, I wouldn't be as, I wouldn't say weird, but just like, I wouldn't say messed up either. I can't think of the words, obviously, because yeah, regardless, I always think to myself, it's like, if I never had these concussions, would I have been better off? Thanks, football. There's one thing I could take out of playing football, it was the concussions. Oh, man. No, I actually did have fun playing football. Originally, I almost quit playing because I was very young, and I was also a very small boy going up against bigger dudes, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. So, especially when you're playing as a lineman when you're younger, like when you're very skinny. I wouldn't say I was very skinny, but you know, I was skinny enough to where it's like I just got pushed around constantly by other kids, which was not fun. So, I always think to myself, like, if I wasn't a small boy and I didn't have concussions, would I have been better off? Long story short, kids, protect your brain. Be smart when playing football. Don't lead with your head. And yeah, don't lead with your head. I did do that one too many times as well. But I want to say that's what caused my concussions. All right, I think we're just about done with this tree. Yes, we are. Beautiful. So that tree can go right there. And the others... Well, we'll take this stuff with us. Obviously. And next tree... I think we're actually going to put one, like, right in here. I feel like right here is, like, a perfect spot for a tree. So let's do that. Load schematics, load schematics, schematic placements, remove that one. And let's bring this down around town. Nope. Wrong. Keybind. Yeah, like right there. I feel like that should be far enough from the from the house. Maybe. We'll see. I am out of the things and stuff. You know, I'm just gonna put that down like so. Sticks. Sure, we'll make up that much. That seems like a good amount. And then boom, boom. Honestly, I kind of find tree building kind of therapeutic. You know, it's kind of almost like mining. It's like you just kind of get lost in it when as soon as you start doing it, you end up building one tree, and then before you know, it's like, oh yeah, I just built like 12 more. It's weird because like normally I don't build trees, but it's kind of fit into that a bit where it's like it's kind of relaxing to build trees. Maybe it's just me, though. Who knows? That can go out there. And I'm just gonna do myself a bit of a favor. Do this now instead of forgetting to do it later. Plus, I gotta sleep anyways, so might as well do that. And did I end up leaving a bed in here? No, I did not. I do need to put a campfire in here, though. So I'll have to come back and do that at some point. The bed. Was it this house? Nope. It's this house up here. Zombie! Take you off my pickaxe. Yep, here it is. Here's my bed. Found it, guys. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to take a short break because I do want to go fill up my water bottle really quick. So, go ahead, stretch your legs, grab a snack, do what you need to do. We'll be back in just a few. I never muted. You guys just heard me chug a shit ton of water. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. I thought I muted before I left, but I didn't. Whoopsies. Anyways, back to tree building. Wrong block? Yes, the wrong block. Guess who's back? Back again. Cool guy's back. Tell a friend. What's going on, cool guy? Welcome back. How you doing? We're doing more tree building today. Trying to get a few more tree placements in, and then later on we will be working on our barn here, because this kind of needs to be reworked, redone. It doesn't necessarily fit in with everything that we've got here, so it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while now. I just haven't really motivated myself to do so. Good, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Kind of sleepy, but nothing that a little bit of caffeine can't help with. I think when I got home yesterday after work, as I've mentioned already, you know, pulling an all-nighter and then being up for 24 plus hours. Not ideal. I would not recommend it. But I got home, ate dinner, and after that, I just passed out. Like, I think I finally fell asleep around like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and then I didn't wake up until 7 this morning. So, 13 hours of sleep, if I'm doing the math right. That sounds about right to me. It's a lot of sleep. I did feel a lot better, though. I wish I had Nintendo Online so I can battle you on Sword and Shield. I mean, honestly, I'll say it right now. It's like, I'm almost half tempted to go out and get a Switch 2. And, like, it sounds crazy because, like, we don't get the next gen Pokemon game until next year. But I also kind of wanted to get Pokopia. Like, I've heard amazing things about Pokopia, and it would be really awesome to play it. But and it's kind of like one of those things where it comes to like FOMO, and it's like I want to get it before it dies down. But then again, for a Nintendo Switch, for a Switch 2, it's like $400 and something, and it's crazy. You don't own the rights. You don't own the Switch, you don't own the rights to own it, but you personally don't own it. Now, see, there's that whole debacle about it as well, that people, and I will say, like, the quote-unquote hype around that has died down quite a bit. And yes, it is a very negative thing about having a Switch 2 and all. But at the same time, you kind of have to think about the fact that the Switch 1 is slowly but surely starting to become obsolete. It's not... You won't be able to play certain games because Nintendo's just going to make it so that you eventually have to get the Switch 2. And I'll be honest, it seems like we've kind of hit that point now that you have to get the Switch 2 before you can do anything else. Or before you can even play any of the other games, play any of the new games and stuff like that. So, yes, you technically don't own it. But at the same time, it's like if you want to stay up when it comes to, you know, the new games that come out eventually, like Pokemon Winds and Waves, you're gonna have to get a Switch 2 for. And honestly, Winds and Waves looks really nice. But, yeah. I just know I mean, I have the first Switch too. I got it back in like 2017. I've had it for a very long time, and it still runs good. Don't get me wrong. Still runs pretty solid, especially dock, but like if I'm going to be getting new games I want to play for the Switch, especially Pokemon, because that will be a series that I will always buy into, at least the mainline games. I know like secondary line, like the Legend series and all that stuff. Arceus was great. ZA let me down quite a bit. Wasn't very appealing to me. I still have yet to finish it. But regardless, it just, I feel like Pokemon Pokopia kind of is in its own league, because it's not technically like a secondary line of Pokemon games like Legend series is, but it definitely feels more independent from it now, with how much of a, I'll give credit where credit's due, with how much of a success that Pokemon Pokopia is within its, I would not be surprised in the slightest if Nintendo's like, oh, we're doing Pokemon Pokopia 2 or 3, or just like more of those style of games. Because I definitely think that the Pokemon Company absolutely hit a home run with Pokopia. It does look very fun. I really want to play it. And because, like, if you're a fan of Animal Crossing, if you're a fan of Minecraft, even, just, you know, it fits a lot of categories that I feel like a lot of people tend to play nowadays. So yeah, it's, I feel like within, I would say maybe even next year, at the absolute earliest, maybe in 2028, they'll announce like a Pokopia 2. Then again, there's the dangers of getting into a Nintendo Switch 2 and getting Pokopia, because then I'm just gonna fall into the rabbit hole of hyperfixations, and it's gonna be horrible. Because then all I'm gonna want to do is play Pokopia or Winds and Waves or whatever when they release. But regardless, it is sleepy time. You're in a tornado warning. Uh-oh, that's a creeper. It is. Fly back to bed then. Really should try to stay on top of going to bed so that things don't spawn. I hope you stay safe, cool guy. It's been windy up here for a couple days now. Ouch! Ouchies! I don't have my sword on me. Ouch! Oh, good. Okay. Ouch! That hurted. Why would you do that to me? Alright, we can drop a couple things really quick. And why did I unequip my carrots? That seems kind of silly. Alright, I think let's take a look at the map really quick. We got tree here. Probably gonna put another tree kind of in that little area where I want to eventually put a silo. Still have to kind of design that too, huh? Yeah, I think we'll put a tree kind of pretty close to the pathway here. I think it will fit in well. We'll see. Let's move this. Nope, come closer. Think like right there will be good. Just gonna remove that one block so that the fence doesn't connect. I don't like it when my fences connect. I don't like it when the fences do connect, I should say. Especially for like if you're doing roots on a tree. Oh, that is supposed to be a stripped spruce log, not that. Oh, my leaves. Yeah. Nonetheless, I am half tempted to get a Switch 2 with my tax return money. Do I need it? No. Do I have debts that I could pay off with that money? Absolutely. But you will always be in debt is the reality. So it's like, no matter what you do in life, you're always going to be in debt one way or another. So it's like, do I just get it? Rip the band-aid off and get it? Could I save up for a house with that money? Yes. Is it going to put a dent into that though? Probably not. To the house saving budget. I don't know. I feel like I'm also just making excuses. It's like, yes, I could use this money for other things that are way more important than a Switch. But am I going to do it anyways? More than likely. Because I have impulse issues. Ah. Buffering a lot and in a shelter. BRB. Well, hopefully you stay safe, cool guy. Don't let that nader get you. Same? Right. Apparently it's nader season out there. Damn. Stay safe, you two. And everybody else that might be affected by tornadoes right now. Nope. Wrong type of leaves. Wrong type of leaves. It's legit. It is tornado season. Yeah, no, that actually tracks because it's like what, normally like March to September normally. Am I right? Very rarely do we get tornadoes up where I live, but last year actually, we did have a tornado touchdown in my city. Not too far from where I live, actually. It was like a mile, maybe a mile and a half down from the road from where I live right now. And at one point, because I was actually in town visiting my friends, and it was a bit later in the day, so, and there was the whole, like, it was really windy, even in the city. And I was just like, oh, well, I'll hang out at my friends a little bit longer, whatever. And they got a little bit later, and like we watched the whole, like the weather, like the news channel and all that fun stuff. We like basically watched on the radar the tornado. And I get home later that day, so I'm thinking to myself, like, I could go home, I'll be fine, but my friends insisted on me staying. So I ended up staying, and then when I got home, I was talking with my grandma, and she's like, oh yeah, we had a tornado touch down like a mile away from here, like a little over a mile away. I'm like, oh. That could have been real bad for me. March to June usually? Okay. Okay. I guess tornado season does kind of vary per region too. But, yeah, that's valid. Stay safe, you two. See, I 100%, like I said, we don't get tornadoes up here, but I would 100% be one of those people that sits on their porch watching the tornado come right at them. And then like when it's just like a mile away, it's like, okay, maybe I should go down into the cellar now. I hear tornado talk. Roth is all about the tornado talk around here. How you doing, Roth? Are you planning on streaming tonight? I'm guessing my guess is no. Seeing as it's 8 o'clock. But yeah. Oh, I always watch it. Valid. That is so valid. Ohio is the new tornado alley as of late. Roth getting all those naders down there that way. Never try and watch when it's dark? What? That's the best time to watch a tornado. What are you talking about? Honestly, if you're watching a tornado when it's dark out, what the hell are you even looking for? What are you even looking for? Yeah, so remember when I was puking every day? Did you think to maybe just stop that? Pfft. You'll be fine. Rub some dirt on it, kid. You'll be fine. Been nauseous for the past 4 days, barely eaten anything, so I think I'm having problems again. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hey, Roth, stop it. Stop being sick. Simple as that. Solution, stop being sick. It looks like it's orange, so there's a block missing from somewhere. It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely orange. There's a block missing from that, from somewhere. From where? I don't know. Nope, that's not supposed to be gone. Well, I hope you feel better, Roth. It's always better streaming when you're here with me, helping keep me company. It's not as fun talking to the voices in my head sometimes, you know? I mean, definitely normal voices that people hear. I'm definitely not schizophrenic, I swear. I know, bud, I'm sorry. I understand. I understand. Do I smell smoke? Nope. Maybe? We also have a plumber coming tomorrow because, of course, we also are having sewage issues now of all times. Uh-oh, that's not good. That could also be attributing to why you're probably feeling sick. Maybe. Maybe. Just a thought. Just a thought. I know, especially when I had plumbing issues with the whole sewage backup and all that fun stuff. I definitely did not feel great for a little while there. All right, tree done. I think William's not coming back into the house, but it's showing up out the front of the house. Oh, okay. Well, that's still not good, regardless. I need more stuff. Oh, by the way, Roth, since you are here, we need to start using the wool farm for wool things, because I've been I stopped in here earlier. Full chest, plus I'm in a shulker. Full chest. Oh god, that's actually really full. So we need to start using this wool for something, whether it be terrain or part of the builds or whatever. So please come by and take some of it. It's hiding right where the old, or where the villager trading hall is. Just right in here. Make all the banners and carpets? True. That is very true. I could probably use some banners and carpets as like decorative stuff in like the dwarven homes underground, or even up here. Potentially. Oh right, I need food. That's why I came up here. Duh. Then I got distracted. Because, of course, I always get distracted. There's no iron sitting in there. Sir, no, not really. Still a decent amount of potatoes, really no carrots. I feel like getting iron is just the easiest thing to trade. I feel like that's what we're going to do, is just fly on over to the iron farm. Fast as frick, boy. Ow! Ow! We're good. Everything's fine. Promise. Oh. Okay, so I need to start removing some of this stuff. Oh boy, that's a lot of iron. I think with this bunch of iron here, we might officially have 9 double chests of iron ingots. Which honestly seems kind of crazy. Because, like, I don't think we've had this much in reserve ever. So, Roth, if you need iron as well, please take some. Oh, there's even some sitting on the sides here. Uh-oh. I think we're also starting to run out of room for poppies. I'm probably gonna have to make more chests of those for those too. Yeah, 9 double chests of iron ingots. That's kind of crazy. Some people might think it's like, oh, that's nothing, because, you know, there's insane iron farms out there and all that fun stuff, but I've never seen this much iron in one place before. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make a couple extra double chests for the poppies too. Yep, there we go. How much iron is that? So it is... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to do the math now. So it's 64. I don't have my phone on me. Calculator! So 64 times... 64 times... How many slots in a double chest? It's 9 by 6? 54? Right? 9... Yeah, so 64 times 54. 3,456 times 9. 31,104 iron ingots sitting in just this blob of chests here. That is a lot of iron. Plus the few stacks that we have in here too. Is this working? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, little guy? I'm gonna make sure that these guys aren't getting stuck. I'm just kind of being a jerk and punching them, but I've not seen a single iron golem come through here since I've been here, so they've got their eye on something, I feel like, but I don't know what exactly. But anyways, let's grab that bit of iron there and go do some trading. Yippee! It would honestly be kind of cool now that I'm thinking about this, since we have this little like secret tunnel entrance, if we were to do like a cave system for all this stuff here. It's like have this place get like really narrow here, like a 1 block space to crawl through here. Then it just kind of opens up into different cave tunnels, which leads to everything. That could be kind of cool. What do you guys think? Does that sound like a cool concept? It sounds like a cool concept to me. I'm actually going to repair my... This does not have mending on it. Do I have a mending book? I do. Wow, how convenient. Super convenient, I would say. So let's go ahead and grab some more iron, or trade some iron for some emeralds. A few more are sitting back here. Why do I not remember these guys being back here before? Interesting. Anyways. Carrots. Alright, we got some food now. This should last us for a good while, I would think. Let's get back up. Pop. Pop, 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 pop. Alright, food tree has been built. Beautiful. Feel a lot better about that. I don't know if I want to put another house back here or if I want to do something else. Potentially. I know we could do a bit of terraforming and put a tree back here. You know what? I think we're going to do just that. I think we're going to put a tree back here. So, schematics. That one. And configure. It's going to be pretty close to this house here. But maybe, just maybe, it will be enough. We'll see. We'll see how far we get with this. Oh, I'm out of strip spruce wood. Let's do that. Probably best to just do a whole stack of strip spruce here. Or not a whole stack, but just strip this whole stack that we've got here. And then the bit of strip spruce that we have, or the other spruce logs that we've got here, can also... I accidentally hit R. That's... game freaked out. Ooh, gosh. Whoopsies. Light blue, hello. Looks like a chill stream. Yeah, this is a pretty relaxing stream. I've mostly just been doing a bunch of tree building, leaf harvesting today. Welcome to the Soulless World. I don't believe I've seen you here in chat before. So, the Soulless World is my forever world, which is where I am building... me and my friend, we're building our own custom fantasy universe within Minecraft. So we have a whole bunch of structures. Well, not a whole bunch of structures. We have a few major structures throughout the world. And we also are working on world lore along the way, which if you want to, if you're interested in at least checking it out, the WorldAnvil link is in the description below. And this is what we have built so far. This is the village of Duskhearth right here. And then over here is my gigantic mountain range that I built for my Dwarven Kingdom, which is my first mega build ever, really, if I think about it in perspective. And then off in this distance, we have, that's not loaded, we have the, we have Themthar Island, which has a fishing village that we built a long time ago. That was like where we spawned our first community structure together. And then he has his Elven Kingdom way out here in the far lands of the frozen wastelands. So not too many structures throughout the world, but we are also not full-time streamers and all that fun stuff. We do have other obligations, but usually every Monday we stream this world. I did not stream last night, so I'm making up for it today. So yeah, welcome. I did a lot of rambling there, a lot of information. But we have a great time around here. I think that I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm not like one of those people who like screams a lot or blah blah blah. I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm a pretty okay guy. We got a spider. Well, we got two actually. I need to light this place up just a little bit more so that mobs stop spawning. But it is, yeah, it's a lot. A lot of mobs. I should probably try to sleep. Not gonna lie, I was surprised you actually reacted towards my chat. I honestly look at you. I would honestly look at your world because I genuinely like fantasy stuff, but I don't have Minecraft. By the way, it looks like a great time. That's what you want to say. It looks like a great time. It is a great time. Here. And yeah, that other guy that plays on this world with me, Roth, he's here in the chat right now. He's also a very chill guy. He's a pretty swell guy, if I must say. I need to grab more leaves, though, so I should probably do that. Log. Let's see, did I go through all these leaves? Yes. Yes, I did. So let's grab a few more stacks of these. Yeah, I play on my channel. I play a lot of Minecraft. We also play Vintage Story as well as like another primary game that is streamed here. And every once in a while, I'll play something a bit different that's along the survival sandbox type games. I know in the past we've played Project Zomboid, Return to Moria a lot. That's a game that I've been trying to get myself back into. Just kind of doing it casually. You know, sometimes it's fun to just play games. But yeah. We like to play games around here, can you tell? My original channel handle was Zman Plays Games. Then I just changed it to Zman, so. I just randomly ventured into your channel because I was searching for like a peaceful streamer after unfortunately venturing into some disturbing videos that immediately out of my mind into an electrical shock. That's not fun, I would say. We are a very welcoming and very chill, vibey place here. We don't really have a lot of energy to just be, you know, yelling and screaming all the time. There are some moments where it can get chaotic and wild, but 9 times out of 10, we are pretty chill around here. And that little crown thing that you're seeing is like some sort of leaderboard type thing that YouTube does for top chatters. So the more you chat, the more points you get. What can you do with those points? Not a whole lot because it's YouTube. Obviously, they don't think things forward. They don't really think things through a lot. Yeah. Think of like the crowns as like almost like the what Twitch does for their channel points. Almost, but you can't redeem the crowns for anything. But you passively get channel points the more that you watch and all that stuff. I feel like I saw something not too long ago that YouTube wanted to do something with the crowns, and then that idea just kind of went out the window. Don't really know what happened. But, yeah, quite unfortunate. It would be nice if YouTube had some sort of, like, channel point system. But they just don't. It's kind of sad. I'll grab a couple stacks of that. Probably should make my way on over to the gunpowder farm at some point here to get more gunpowder for rockets. We have a sugarcane farm here, which I call him my farm buddy. He's just one of my good friends that will come on to the server and build farms for me every once in a while. He doesn't really attribute anything to like the world lore or anything like that. He just likes to build stuff for me, which I greatly appreciate him doing for me because I would not have the time nor energy / effort to build farms constantly like he can. So, yeah. We have a whole bunch of farms scattered throughout the world, whether it be... Most of them are over here underneath Duskhearth. We do have a couple others scattered about. We have Iron Farm within the mountain. Roth built a moss farm over in his elven kingdom, like underneath it. basically the essentials that you would need for a survival world. Froglight farm, which I actually need to start AFKing at because I need to get more froglights for my caverns and all that fun stuff. By the way, Light Blue, I'm gonna call you Light moving forward, by the way, or if you want me to call you something else, please let me know. I feel free to ask for a world tour. I always really like showing off the world. It's been we've been working on this world now for, oh gosh, how many months now? A year with September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 18 months. Yeah, this world has been up for 18 months. And what normally started out as like once a week streams for us has turned into quite a few weeks of where I was on at least twice a week. And in my free time, I do a lot of like the resource gathering for this world, at least for my builds. But yeah, which I guess I should probably mention, Roth, if you ever happen to need, if you're still here, if you are ever in need of specific resources for a build and you don't have the time to do the resource gathering, let me know and I can always attempt to do some resource gathering for you when I have free time. I kind of feel bad because Roth hasn't built nearly as much as I have. He doesn't have as much free time as I do. I would like to see the big mountain thingy that you showed me on the map. Yeah, so the mountain is my first structure that I built independently on the world here. This is the Dwarven Kingdom of Carmelithor right here. So on this side here is the main entrance to the mountain, and then over throughout here is the Melithor Forest, which is where the dwarves initially first settled, and then throughout their travels they decided to establish their home within this mountain range, and as they went through it, they kind of discovered the riches that this mountain had, and this became a prominent dwarven fortress here. So you come through the main gate and you're greeted into this main hall here, which transitions from like stone tough down into deep slate to kind of simulate like you're going down into the mountain a little bit deeper, and then you're actually into the dwarven city here. So we have a general marketplace right here, you know, a few various things around here, you know, shops and all that fun stuff. Off this way we have at least one, well, we only have one like dwarven home, which is not fully finished yet either, by the way. Gotta fix this up a bit, innovate a little bit better as well. And then on this side here, basically how the mountain is made is it's split into halves. One side is residential, the other side is industrial. So off to the left here is all my industrial stuff here. My gigantic storage room here has I don't even remember how many double chests I have. Over how many double chests do I have again? A lot. I'm just gonna say it's a lot. Plus, you know, some creepers blew up some things, so it's not fully put together. But regardless, I don't even need to use all these chests. I just put them in because it's cool. Did you guys build a mountain structure? Because goddamn, I built the mountain. I hate to like cut anybody out for credit or whatever, thing like that. I will say my friends did help build or help dig out the mountain itself. Like it was all flat land before, and then it was all dug out until probably around where you see the platform here by hand. And then all this was TNT duper things blasting out the rest of it. If I didn't do that, I probably still to this day would be digging this out, in all honesty. But yeah, we have massive storage room on this side. And then over here, we have the forge room, which is where we have my forges for smelting blocks, ores, all that fun stuff. I didn't mean to shut this off, but it is reactive. It's a reactive forge, so I have some redstone stuff hooked up. So when there's stuff smelting down in the super smelter that's underneath here, lava flows out from here and up there, kind of simulating like molten metal-esque type things. And then when it shuts off, when there's no more items, it turns off. It's really cool. I really like how that works and how I was able to make it work. A lot of effort for that. But yeah, so there's that. And then back over here is the deep stone throne. And what's really cool about this room that I really like about it is that this little button here, which I need to change into skulk sensors. So when you walk by, it turns it on and off. But these are, there's basically just block switchers underneath here that, you know, originally when it's off, it's deep slate. And then when they turn on, the glowstone comes out. But yeah, it is really cool. I really like how this has turned out. There's still some other decorative things like I want to do, like some stalactites and some other things and all that fun stuff. And then back over here, we have what is the barracks for the Dwarven army. It's honestly really cool. That place looks like a boss fight. Honestly, it kind of does. But yeah, back over here, we have the barracks, you know, like a little lounge area over here. Back through here, we have where the army sleeps. And in here is the actual armory. So we have the armor poser mod, which allows us to put items up on blocks, you know, all that fun stuff. So armor, it's really cool. I am really happy with this structure, but I've just been feeling kind of stuck with it. So that's what kind of led us to work on my medieval village of Duskhearth, which is right on the other side here. And if you think I'm crazy enough to only build a gigantic mountain on top of a mountain, I'm doing a whole mountain range. So if we take a look at the map here, this all was like a mountain here, which I thought was really cool. Would be awesome to like settle here. So then I decided, hey, let's build a mountain on top of this mountain. And yeah, it's been an absolute, it's been a job taking on building this mountain in of itself. But eventually I plan on building a mountain range out, extending around this mountain range here. So it all kind of meshes well with the mountain that we've already built. So realistically, I could say maybe by the end of this year, I could finish building the mountain range. And I feel like that's a decent amount of time. It very well could be finished before then, but I've mostly just been working on the mountain off camera, not really doing much progress on that. So yeah, that's the Dwarven Kingdom of Carmelithor. And over here is the village of Duskhearth. There's really not too much to Duskhearth, but there's a path on the other side of the mountain here that connects up to this side here, which this also needs to be redone a bit. But you come through here and then you're brought out into the fields of Duskhearth. It's more of like a farming town than anything. And then you get into the housing district. So we have houses here. Eventually we plan on building up into a commercial district, more housing off this way perhaps, more fields. It's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah, I can imagine the work to build a mountain out of tens of thousands of blocks. I cannot even fathom of doing that. Yeah, it is a lot of work. You really have to have the dedication to finish this. Hello? But But yeah, that is Duskhearth and Carmelithor. And then next time, if you happen to stick around, I can show you more of this world. I normally stream starting at 6:30 p.m. EST, so yeah. I normally go for a few hours just because building takes time. You know you're an amazing builder, even with the lore, which gives the building more depth. I really appreciate that. I don't hear it too often that it's like, oh, you're a great builder. I mostly build for myself than anything, but like just some recognition helps boost the ego a little bit every now and again. Trees are my absolute bane. I hate building trees. It is so annoying. Oh, I'm gonna... No! I hate creepers. Frick off, zombie. That sucks. Thankfully, I do have some extra dirt and grass and all that fun stuff. I'm hoping that there's no more creepers that are going to sneak up on me. It's tragic. Such a travesty. Got some dirt and grass. We can fill that in really quick and then we'll finish building. That do I have? Oh, that's my tools. Right. But imagine a building like a big elf tree kingdom. Low-key looks amazing, but yeah, good luck with that. Well, my buddy Roth, who plays on this world as well, he's the one that's working on an elven kingdom. If you have time, I could fly over there and show you. It's just a quick nether trip away. It's not that far. And it's not that much to it. But there is a lot at the same time. I might even stop over there just because I haven't seen the progress that he's made in a hot minute. Yeah. You know what? We'll take a quick trip over there. We can do that. Then if we have time, we can also do Themthar Island. But yeah, if you're definitely interested in like fantasy type things, we do have a WorldAnvil that has like at least my world lore, because Roth has some issues uploading his articles of lore and stuff to the world. But you can feel free to use the WorldAnvil link in the description to follow along with stuff that's added. And we do also have a separate Discord just for world lore and all that fun stuff. So yeah. Don't mind that. So this is the Elven Kingdom of Rimeweald. I know last time Roth was on, he was working on his gatehouse here, which he hasn't fully put together just yet. But I'm sure he's also fleshing out some other details and probably finishing his bridge here. So really cool gatehouse. I want to start doing stuff like this relatively soon. Probably copying some inspirations from what he builds, in all honesty. Because Roth, if you think I'm an amazing builder, Roth is at least 10 times better than I am when it comes to building. He can think of the small, intricate details of everything, and like the block palettes and combining it all, and it's kind of crazy what he does. He's actually, at least as far as I remember, he does. He's part of a build team for Bedrock maps and stuff like that. But this is like his main hall here. That way leads to some more of the castle, and then off this way is his throne room, which has a bit of a tree throne-esque type thing going on here. I think he's planning on doing more this way, but he's working on other things currently, so he hasn't gotten around to it. He's got his little puppers here too. A little courtyard here. A little ice tree. It's really cool. I like it. And then off this way, I feel like everything connects up. You can hear the moss farm going underneath. This does not connect up to anything. At least not this way. There goes something. I don't know what it was, but it was something. Off back over this way, not that way. And here, he has his own little barracks room that he's done here. Also really cool. Armor stands, beds. He's done bunk beds because elves are tall. Dwarves are short, so they can't climb very well. But yeah, if we fly back through, ouch, I hit my head. If we fly back through this way, I think this all connects up, potentially, maybe, not entirely sure. Little terrace area, it's really nice. Definitely like the room with the ice tree. It just gives a peaceful and lonely feel for some reason. That's valid. That is a valid assumption. He hasn't done anything with this room, but I think this is where we can start going up into certain places, or down even. Oh, well, if I just went up this way, we would have been able to connect up to the second floor here. Roth is absolutely amazing when it comes to planning out builds. I have such a hard time for some reason. A little balcony over this area. It's really cool. I have a hard time planning things. I don't know if it's like my attention span or what, but I just cannot do it. I've been trying to get better and better at doing it, but yeah. So then eventually we'll find where we can go up and down here. This, I would say this definitely takes a bit of inspiration from Lord of the Rings and the adaptation of Minas Tirith, with the whole arch, or the whole like walkway area out here. And then he's got his little tree here in the center. I can't remember the exact lore that he came up with for why this tree is here. I think it was like one of the, like when the elves were pushed out from where everything was born from, they took this tree sapling with them and replanted it out here. Something like that. He could probably explain it a lot better than I could for what he's established lore wise. But yeah, then you got some pathways going up through here, up to the top of the towers, and it's really cool. Once he starts getting more stuff put in, it will probably look a whole lot better, because I think he wants to do like houses throughout here. I feel like he also mentioned potentially doing like some sort of wall around the river here, or like cutting it through the land or something like that. I don't remember entirely. Like I said, Roth has his plans. Plans change though. But yeah, it is really cool. I do like Rhymeweald a lot, even though I myself am a dwarf. And then I guess we can quickly finish up the world tour here really quick by heading on over to Themthar Island, which is a human fishing village that we put together. Not gonna lie, I can imagine near that pink tree at the top being filled with people. Kind of gives that feel, especially the balcony. Like imagine just people hanging out there and having a good old combo. That's true. Potentially an idea. Potentially. I do need to actually load this in over here. It's not as noticeable with my shaders because you can't see very far, but I do have Voxy, which is a mod that allows us to render in chunks that you can see from like thousands of blocks away. But yeah, we have Themthar Island with this fishing village that has not been named. Nice big old bridge, nice sea gate here, and some houses as well, some shop fronts, and this little prison house type thing here. You know, warden's office, got some cells, hanging cells, all that fun stuff. This side was mostly designed by me. Roth built the sea gate, the houses over here, and this bridge. And then down through here too, there's a little cove on the inside of the land here, which is also really nice, really interesting, really cool. Yeah, this project has been slightly abandoned. We eventually plan to come back to it at some point, but it's just not really been worked on as of late. So yeah, that is all of the Soulless World so far. There's definitely plans for more kingdoms, buildings, lore, all that fun stuff, since this is a forever world. So yeah, it's great. We have fun around here. What's even more fun is if we go up to the top of my mountain and I turn off my shaders, I can show you the whole entire world that I have explored so far. It's honestly great. I absolutely love Voxy. But yeah, if we go to the top here, turn off my shaders, and you can see them there from here. Still don't have Zoomify installed, but yeah, you can see them there over there. If we head on over to this side, we didn't fly through this area, so it's technically not loaded, but you can also see Rhymeweald. It's really cool. I really like Voxy. But yeah. The sunset looks majestic. I honestly love sitting on the top of my mountain and watching the sunsets. Or another place I like to look at the sunsets from is right down here in my farms, and just watching the sunset that way. It's honestly so peaceful. Bad creeper. Bad, bad, bad. Don't like it. We don't like creepers here. They blow up my stuff, and then I get really sad. So then I have to fix my said stuff. But yeah, I always sit like right around here. Not on top of this poorly built tree. But I'll sit like right here and just watch it set. So yeah, it's so peaceful. I meant to put like a little bench over under this tree here, so you could also sit and watch the sunset, but I didn't get around to doing that just yet. Yeah, enough rambling about all that stuff. Let's get back to tree building, which I know everybody is so excited about. There we go. I do need to get more oak leaves, though. It's the problem. Also, I do want to preface, Minecraft doesn't always look like this. Shaders are a must for me just because it makes the game feel so much more immersive, and it's also just, I love shaders so much. You don't get these puffy, fluffy clouds from regular Minecraft. Then you imagine some wind flowing through to maximize the peaceful vibe. There's actually, I don't think I have the mod installed on this instance, but there's a mod called Immersive Winds where you can actually see like wind gusts and all that stuff. It's really cool. I'm gonna have to remember to add that after stream, because it does add a bit of immersion to the world. It's really cool. I like immersive winds. So if you don't have Minecraft Lite, what kind of games do you normally play for your fantasy fix? All right, that tree is now built. Do I want to put any more trees in, or do we just go straight to revamping the barn? I think we just go straight to revamping the barn I think that's the move here, folks. I'll put a couple double chests down here so I could just put everything else down. Yeah, we don't have too much more time in tonight's stream, so I definitely think we need to get on with some actual building. Alright, so what I want to get is some mud, some podzol, coarse dirt, rooted dirt, actually. Am I able to do rooted dirt? I feel like there was a recipe for making rooted dirt other than just placing a bunch of azalea trees. But I could be wrong. All right, there's some podzol, there's some dirt. You might even try to do some mangrove roots with mud. Here's some hanging roots, speaking of. That's actually very convenient. Some mud. Let's do about half. So we can get some muddy mangrove roots. I feel like we're going to have to head over into the main place. I don't really play games much, and if I do, it's mostly just gacha games. Not that I love them. I just like to see what beginner rewards gacha games has, then I quit after a couple hours. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Dirt, podzol, coarse dirt. Thought I had... We can always make more. I probably have a whole bunch sitting in one of my shulkers somewhere. But I'm just going to make more anyways. Because I can. I would also really like to play other games, but yeah, my PC is not making it out of the hospital. Oh no. Is your PC a dinosaur? I mean, my computer is not that old. It's like, I built this in 22? Yeah, I think I built this computer in 22, so it's roughly about 4 years old. Aside from, no, I think I upgraded my graphics card. I think I did upgrade my graphics card, and then I sold my old one to my friend. So yeah. I think I upgraded my graphics card shortly after I built this PC, so... Yeah. Oh, we'll need some hay bales as some decorative blocks. Primarily need mud. And dirt. Which I don't have a whole lot of. I feel like I have mud somewhere up there. Usually to feed my fantasy, I just kind of search fantasy anime environments. It's really just amazing because that's how I started imagining my own stuff, which generally helps me a lot. Ooh. PC is like 10 years old. Oof. Body's running on Windows 7, my guys. Nah, it's not that old. I have my grandma's laptop that she doesn't use anymore. It runs Windows Vista. That's how old that laptop is. It's kind of crazy how old that thing is. It's at least 15 years old, I think. Let's see here. Where's the heck did I put my mud? Ah, here it is. And hey, remember when I said I had coarse dirt? Yeah, here it is as well. Okay. And it still has old specs. I don't know what specs, but I know damn well I did not change anything. Ugh. Yeah, that thing's... Oh, my guy. Yeah. So... Oh, wait. Hold on. That's right. I'm dumb. I got Windows 10s. Also, Peace Outcome... and try by next day because it's bedtime. All right. Well, you have yourself a great rest of your night, Light Blue. Hopefully, we will see you again. Welcome back, cool guy. You did not miss a whole lot. We were doing a bunch of tree building, and now we're finally getting into some of the fun stuff with revamping our barn and the terrain within it. So, feel like what we should be doing, I might have to look through for some more podzol as well. We're gonna have mostly grass, but we're gonna sprinkle in some of the, like these brown patches, especially going into the barn because it's been trampled on a lot. I do not have many mangrove roots to use, so I should really try to. Can I do rooted? I thought there was a way that you could make dirt with roots in it. Am I crazy? I might try to look up the recipe really quick. Welcome back, Raiden. Tornado was like 3 miles away from you. That's not scary or anything like that. Oh god, the Minecraft wiki has changed so much since I've been on. Rooted dirt. Thought there was a crafting recipe. Obtaining by breaking. Natural generation. Uh-oh. You cannot get rooted dirt. That is such a travesty. I thought you could make rooted dirt, and I've been... Ugh. Throw in some coarse dirt as well. Probably should throw in more coarse dirt than podzol. Feel like that just kind of might fit a bit better. We can definitely... We're trying to just do this in sections mostly, I think, is the game plan. Then we could do is, or I think what we're gonna do is place down coarse dirt and then place down podzol, so you don't have too much of that either. And then we go through and then place some muddy mangrove roots. Try not to put them too close together. All right, then this section here. There's really not going to be much grass around the front of the barn, so I should probably just remove a good majority of it. Honestly, I might have to run to like a taiga biome, like a mega taiga, and remove some of the podzol from there. How the heck did you get here? Packed mud. Don't forget the packed mud. And then throw in some regular dirt. So I don't think the grass can touch that. Mostly trying to replace this grass around the barn here. Trying to get like an outline almost. Alright, I think we've established a pretty solid perimeter. So... Nope, not that. Definitely not. Nope. No, that's going to turn to grass. We don't want that either. Where's my coarse dirt? And I should probably remove all this grass too down here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to run out of podzol here, so I should probably run to a mega taiga here soon. Harvest up some more. Yeah. Just gonna have to bite the bullet and do it. As much as I would hate to have to do it. Regular dirt. Actually, hold on a second. Do that. Do have a little bit more packed mud to toss around to use, so I should probably use it. As opposed to dirt. I think the interior here, we can go ahead and remove all of this. Primarily place down some, whatchamacallits, coarse dirt. Probably do a little bit more with the interior here too, because it feels very barren. Doesn't necessarily feel like a barn. So maybe we do like some supports along the ceiling. Yeah, I mean we'll figure it out as we go. No! Goddamn creepers. Oh, that was sketchy. That was super sketchy. I did not like that one bit. Alright, I think I'm just gonna grab my sword really quick and equip it. Take these guys out a little bit easier. Alright, I think the rest of whatever is left can be filled in with regular dirt. There shouldn't be any grass. I think brown wool would be too saturated to include in the floor here, so we won't include it. Oh, great. We've got company. But it's also almost daytime, so it's not even worth sleeping. I do have a lot of junk in my inventory, though, so boop, boop. Turns out I didn't need nearly as much of what I grabbed. Okay. Okay. I'm doing a bit of like a trail out almost. Like I don't want it to just be like a hard cutoff. I want the terrain to like kind of ease into it almost. It's the best way that I can describe this. But at the same time, we are also trying to like actually have a bit of a cutoff. So I'm thinking. The brain is turning right now. Kind of like how I want this to look. So I think having more mud going towards this room. At some point, I probably will throw in a bit more mud just to make it feel like a little more used almost. But for now, I'm just kind of keeping it as is. Plus, this is always subject to change. It's never final. Beauty of a forever world. Nothing is ever final. We can always change things if need be. Beautiful. Okay. Over here, I feel like this kind of works. Cool. I think this is good enough for now. I don't think having any of the wool would work, but I had an idea for this. So like along the outer edges of the farm here, I wanted to put some, like a combination of tall grass and wheat. So I might need to use some shears or whatever. Maybe silk touch would work. Well, let's go test this theory. I'm thinking it's probably not going to work. I can also probably get rid of that. I might end up needing shears for this. Yeah, definitely gonna need shears. Did I move everything from over here? I did. Okay. I feel like I might have some iron sitting in one of my shulkers over here that I can use for shears. Oh yeah. Look at that. So, could do that. Just adds a little bit of distinguishment with the terrain. I don't know. A little bit of extra color. Variety color was always nice. Definitely don't need all these grass blocks. I already have a ton of grass and dirt, so I can get rid of a few stacks of those. Not gonna get rid of the mud though, because that's a little bit harder to get. Shears for tall grass. Oh, it only drops short grass, and then you can turn it into tall grass. You know, that actually makes sense. So, instead of gathering grass like an idiot, let's do this. I need to go get some wheat seeds. Would there be any wheat seeds in here? That is a great question that I do not know the answer to. Whee! Alright, there's some wheat seeds there. Not there. I feel like I came down to the wrong spot. Oh, excuse me. Even after taking a nap, I'm still sleepy. Gosh. Over here. That's a bunch of rockets. That's a bunch of paper and iron. The one time that I desperately need wheat seeds, and I can't seem to find many, if any. Then again, we don't really need that many. We just need a few to get us started. Yeah. So, if we grab some of the bone blocks or bone meal. I thought I had bone blocks over here, but maybe not. Maybe not. It's kind of like the idea was just have, like, make this look like an overgrown wheat field. That's the vibe we're going for with this. You know, plenty of grass. Kind of make it feel like it's still a pasture. But, like, the wheat's mostly here for the cows to feed on. And it's like, almost like an extra, like, not an extra, but like a different type of grass almost. I also do not need that much grass. I also don't need the flowers, for that matter. Just gonna... I feel like we just need to do a small chunk as like an experiment before we go full on, yeah, we're totally doing this type thing. So what I want to do is grab my wheat seeds. And I'm not going to water this either, because I feel like it'll kind of not blend in as well if I do that. So let's get rid of all this grass, especially the flowers. Honestly, it might not be a bad idea. You know where I did have bone blocks though? They were sitting over here where the tree farm is. By tree farm, I mean manually chopping down trees. And I have quite a bit of saplings just sitting here. I think I maybe just loaded in the area enough that all these saplings dropped. Yeah, I'll grab a couple stacks of that. Don't need the spruce leaves. If need be, I could always go into the mountain to get more bone blocks for bone meal. If need be. So, what we can do... trying to be super quick about replanting here, so that's why I'm... But do you guys get what I'm trying to do here is like do a bit of a blend between the regular grass and wheat. I don't know why, but like in my head I feel like this works really well. Or I could just be absolutely crazy, thinking that, oh, this could totally work, and then in reality it doesn't look as good as I was hoping. But I'm basically just growing the wheat so that I quick growing it at least so that I can get more seeds. Technically, I could always just go harvest the gigantic wheat field that I have over there for seeds, but this works. We're getting a good amount of seeds out of it anyway, so I'm not going to complain too much. Make sure that we get rid of the flowers too, because I mostly just want grass growing throughout here. We don't really want too many flowers. Ooh, hold on. Another idea is that we also throw in some of the firefly bushes. Could do that as well. They'll definitely be more noticeable in the daytime with like how we were able to kind of conceal it in the wheat field. That works a lot better. But having the firefly bushes might also give that little bit of variety that we're looking for. So like if we just place one down there, place one down here. Maybe one right over here. Ah! Stupid spider. Yeah, this isn't going to be like a super large patch of this. I do want this to be kind of confined to this section of the farm. Or this section of the field. The pasture. That's the word, pasture. The animal pasture. That, I don't know why it took me forever to think of that. No. You'll leave my crops alone, damn it. That's gonna have to be fixed. Potentially. Might also want to try and avoid bringing it out this far, but I don't know. Uh-oh. I don't have any more wheat. Damn it. More wheat seeds, I should say. Plus, you know, the firefly ambiance always works really well. With just adding extra sounds. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't going to be stretching out too much further. In all honesty, I feel like I only need it for this small section that's left. So now we can go through here and plant some more grass. Not too much grass. I don't want it to feel super overgrown, but I want there to like be enough grass to where it feels like this part of the pasture isn't trampled up too much, if that makes sense. I feel like in my head that made more sense, but I don't know. Definitely don't need much tall grass around here. Maybe a little more around the edges. No flowers. We don't want any flowers. Yeah, like I just don't want this to feel too overgrown because like there's animals that do, you know, come out around this area and they will eat the wheat and stuff like that, logically speaking. Yeah, just sprinkling in those few firefly bushes does give this area a little more ambiance, which I like a lot, especially at nighttime, obviously. I think what I'm gonna do is grow the rest of this wheat so I can get a better idea for how this is gonna look. So I want like that goldish color. It's almost like a pale gold from the wheat. I'm gonna just fly inside and get some bone blocks really quick. Probably the fastest way is just go through here. So we'll fly through. Bone blocks, bone blocks, bone blocks. I know I have a whole bunch. Yep, here they are. And I also have a whole bunch of items that I do not need right now. So just drop those into there. Oh, that's right. I wanted to put some hay bales inside of the barn. We haven't really even gotten to the barn, and honestly, we might save that for next time. Because I don't know if we're gonna get to it. Oh no, I ran out of rockets. God, this place is probably crawling with mobs. I need to eat too. He's found me! Yeah, I definitely need to stop by. Oh, the gunpowder farm soon. Grab some more of that. Let's fly back down here. That was probably a bit much on the bone meal, but hey, it's fine. You know what it reminds... Actually, this is... You guys know what this actually reminds me of? Goldenrod. That's what this reminds me of. Like, what I'm trying to do. Like, fields of goldenrod. Almost. I don't know if it's edible for animals, but, like... I feel like it suits the countryside vibe that we're going for. Ah, no. Shoot. Emergency. I might even come back through here and throw down some stone buttons. Kind of help give it a little bit more of a rough edge. Or to help just make this feel a little bit more rough, potentially. I think. Feel like that might also help a little bit. Actually, no, that's supposed to be like that, I think. Yeah, screw it. I'll just place that down, because why not? We can do that, obviously. Damn, I really went through all that bone meal already? It's crazy. Definitely don't need that much tall grass. Yeah, okay. Probably just sprinkle in a little bit more grass here. And then have it temper out into the field. Yeah. Oh, another good question is how is this going to look during the daytime? Do not really think that far ahead. Definitely no flowers, but we can remove some of the short grass. Help it with the edges a little bit by just planting some grass and then removing some of it. Ah, no. All right. So let's see here. A little bit more grass over here. Definitely not as much though. I want to have like patches of grass, like a couple patches here and there. Kind of like the idea what I'm trying to go for here. Might do a... Well, actually, no. We do have this, I completely forgot that we had this double door, or double gate here. Maybe we even do like a little path. This will probably end up being for next time, but like doing a path from there up to maybe this barn entrance. I don't really know. Ideas. Potential ideas, I should say. So I feel like I should have a little bit of stone somewhere. Maybe in our chests over here. So let's go ahead and throw some buttons down. I feel like I should be able to orientate. Yeah, rotate these buttons. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yeah. Just to give this a little bit more of a rougher look. You know, like rubble and stones and all that stuff kind of helps make it look a little more rugged. That's the word I was trying to think of. Actually... I think we even bring this out just a little bit more. Like maybe up, right up to the edge of the farm. Then we can place some more grass down. Don't want it to be super condensed. I want it to still feel a little overgrown, I guess. Still want this to feel all right. Okay. I think we're at a good spot here. Let's just take a little walk. So we have our carrot farm here, and then as we're walking past the pasture here, we have some overgrown grass. We also have some goldenrod sprinkled throughout here as well. Once we get our animals in here, I might even feel a little more immersive. Yeah, no, honestly, I do. Oh, you know what would even be better? Hold on. This just popped into my head. I'm gonna get rid of these flowers really quick because we don't really need them. Bushes. Bushes will help out so much. I know I have some sitting. There's a few. Do I have any more? I felt like I did somewhere. Aha, there we are. So like in place of some grass, we put some bushes. Damn it, that'll be fine. Just to also really help with that rugged look, because the bushes they obviously have a bit of a different style in comparison to the grass. So just sprinkling in some bushes here and there will also help a bit. I think we'll have a little bit more seeds kind of sprinkled throughout here just to kind of help taper off the goldenrod, because it feels like once you hit this point, it really cuts off. So we don't want that. We want it to kind of flow a little bit better. So we'll throw in some extra grass around. I actually really like that tall grass in that placement, so put that down. That, and I do not have any more rocks on me, but I can always come back through. Honestly, you don't really even notice the rocks either. So, or they're so subtle that you barely notice them. Let's walk. I was gonna say, let's walk through here one more time. So, kind of boom. You hit the goldenrods. Walking along this pasture here. It looks a bit overgrown. You know, like almost like an abandoned farm or abandoned field. Just kind of let it get overgrown and the animals just kind of wander through here. And then the goldenrod starts to taper off right around up here. Then if you walk through this way, it's a lot more subtle of a... It's more gradual going into the goldenrod in comparison to the other side. So maybe we change that up a little bit, but just... Yeah. Especially with that sunset in the background. Oh, baby, this might be a new sunset spot to look at. To watch the sunset from here. Ooh, I like that. I do like that quite a bit. But yeah, and then you do happen to notice some rocks when you like get super close. But the bushes also don't really stand out either, which I really like. It just, they help with not having as much of these like the stringy parts of the grass sticking out as much. But yeah, I actually really like this. I feel like this is a perfect time for us to quickly bring out our animals. But before we do that, we're going to sleep because I don't want to do that at nighttime. All right. So our animals, probably going to end up needing to expand this a bit so that the animals can get up and down a little bit easier. Don't let the animals get trapped there. Same with here. All right, I think let's go ahead and release the animals. Wait, where'd my Where's my zombie horse? Oh no, did he fall? Might have fallen. So keeping that in mind, we're gonna block that off so the animals don't accidentally fall off. Oh, hi there. Hi, buddies. Hi, Moo Moo. Where's Oink Oink? There's Oink Oink. The pigs aren't gonna follow us until we get some carrots and all that fun stuff. But hopefully... Come on. I want all 4 of you to follow me. Come on, follow the leader. That's right. Good. Good cows. Yeah. Good job. You're doing great so far. No. There you go. There you go, big guy. Good job. Nope. Nope. Stop. What is up with this cow? Come on. Come on. All the way down. Yes, there we go. Uh-huh. All right. 1 block at a time, everybody. So far, so good. So far, so good. Excellent. Just have them follow along. That's all we need them to do. Don't want to walk too quickly, though. Because then animals will start to lose interest. We don't want that. We can practically just follow the trail right up to there. We might run into our... Oh, no, we managed to not hit our tree. That's even better. Definitely going to run into our fences a few times, more than likely. I'll let this last one catch up really quick. Technically, we could have taken them in like that. Or over that rock, but... Alright. Come on through. Yeah! Look at your new home, guys! You've been trapped in that mountain for so long. Do you even know what the outside world looks like? You're free to roam. Look at them go. They love their new home. Yeah, so... obviously, there's plenty of space for them to roam around and all that stuff. Now we just gotta go get the pigs. And I'm gonna leave the horses in there because they will have a special spot. I need to build a stable. Maybe that's another thing we'll work on. Probably putting a stable in somewhere. Where are we going to put a stable is a great question. Should we put it more towards like where the commercial district will be? Do something else. Honestly, I really like how this blends very much. It definitely looks like goldenrod for sure. Alrighty then. So, let's go get the pigs. I think the pigs will be attracted to gold carrots. Maybe. Only one way to truly find out. And maybe we also get... I should have chickens in here too. Oh. Oh no, you guys are attracted to the golden carrots. That's right. Yeah, that won't work. I swear I thought I had chickens in here at one point. I might have to go out do some exploring to find some more, I guess. Nope. You guys stay there, please. Let me check my items. I feel like I should have either potatoes or carrots in here somewhere. No? No. Huh. Definitely thought I would have. All right, well, I guess we'll just fly on in here then. Should have some in here. There's the cooked potato. Nothing in there. Really? I feel silly just flying around, but I can't believe I don't have potatoes or carrots in my storage facility. And this is honestly kind of wild. We definitely have potatoes and other stuff sitting around over here. One of these two has to work. I swear I thought you could lure pigs with potatoes and carrots, but maybe that changed. We're gonna find out though, because if the horses come after the carrot, then that might be a slight problem. Okay, so oink oink, yes, definitely carrots. Hey guys, how's it going? What about potatoes? Yes, potatoes also work. I'm definitely gonna have to start breeding up some of the pigs here, because we definitely don't have enough of them. I don't know what it is about that stair that the animals just seem to get trapped on. These guys are a little bit more eager to get out than the cows were. Yeah. This is a lot better. Come on, guys, keep up. Feels better too, just having the animals out from that little confined space in the mountain. Didn't necessarily feel right. Yeah, look at, they're already wandering through the fields. That's wonderful. We love that. I'm gonna make this a little bit easier on myself. Please don't trample the crops. Beautiful. Make it a baby pig. Look at that. Now we're already adding onto the... Did I name both of these pigs Oink Oink? I swear only one of them had Oink Oink. Huh. Could be going crazy though. All right, so I think this is where we're gonna go ahead and leave off for tonight. We did make some minimal progress with the world. I probably will end up changing the name of the title for this stream, but we got our field in. I want to go Can I see sunset? Hold on. I am saving that picture because honestly, it looks really solid to me. Next time we will work on the barn, revamp that for sure. Probably do a little more terraforming in here. But yeah, I'm really liking this space already. It's amazing how just a little bit of terraforming can really change how a space feels. It felt so empty. But just by adding in some grass and wheat, and even some firefly bushes, it feels so much less empty, and it feels a little more alive. Obviously, because we have animals in here now. But yeah, I think this is a perfect time for us to go ahead and end off tonight's stream. So I want to say a huge shout out and thank you for you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did and you haven't done so yet, please make sure to hit that like button. Check out the links below for all of my social medias. Consider joining my community Discord as well. And if you want to see more Soulless World Minecraft content just like this, consider subscribing as well. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I also want to say a huge shout out and thank you to all of my channel members. You guys are absolutely amazing. And if you want to be absolutely amazing just like them, consider becoming a channel member today. Never required, but always greatly appreciated. And yeah, with that being said, I shall see you guys again on Friday. Bye-bye.